Man like Robbie, welcome along to MLR Daily, hanging out with my favourite player of all time, down here at the Emirates Stadium. Got to do some work for Arsenal today, so we're bringing you the show from down here. Now, the big story today is all about Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson has been linked with the Leicester job, and there's a lot of newspapers up here in the UK reporting today that he's actually had talks with the Leicester board. Now, been looking around on Twitter and looking around all over social media and seeing what Leicester fans have had to say about it. And I've got to say, I've been hard pressed to find a Leicester fan that seems really overjoyed that they're going to get Roy Hodgson. And remember, his last job at England, he was very poor. Every England fan remembers the summer and the Euros and how bad England were. But then also, if you look at Roy Hodgson, yes, he was bad at Liverpool as well when he was there. He didn't do very well there. But when he's managed sort of smaller clubs, and there's no disrespect to Leicester, because they are the champions of England now, but when he's managed clubs like West Brom, when he was at Fulham, he'd done a great job. And he is a guy that knows how to set teams up very well defensively, makes them really hard to beat. So you never know, he could be a decent fit for Leicester. But is it a progressive move getting a guy of his age? And as I said, he comes with a lot of baggage because of his recent exploits with England. Be very interesting to see how he would go down with the fans if he did end up at Leicester. But a lot of rumours are that he is in talks. Whether he is or not, whether he becomes a manager, that's something we're going to have to wait and see. The other interesting headline I was reading on my phone, right, was this one in the Daily Mirror, and it's got going, gone. And they're referring to three players. The first one's Wayne Rooney, has of course been linked with moves to China in recent times, but the big rumour now is that he might end up at Everton. Now, Everton, you know, is the team that he played for before he went to Manchester United. He's born in the Liverpool area, of course, and Ronald Koeman is still making noises that he wouldn't mind having Wayne Rooney at Everton. And sure, you know, again, it's a bit mixed. Some fans still love Rooney, some fans don't like the way he left the club initially. But there's a strong rumours going around that he could be back at Everton in the summer. The other player in the going thing is Daniel Sturridge. Liverpool player, top player, England player, great striker. But Jurgen Klopp just doesn't seem to really fancy him. He doesn't feature in him regularly. You would have thought that Sturridge would be starting week in, week out. He doesn't. He really is a player that is a really fringe player. He rather goes with like Firmino, Mane, you know, Coutinho, those guys across the three at the front rather than bringing in Sturridge. And Sturridge does seem like he's going to be surplus to requirements and could be on his way in the summer. So that's another player could be on his way out. And the gone one is Joe Hart. Now, Joe Hart, of course, Man City goalkeeper on loan this season at Torino. He's done okay at Torino. He's conceded quite a lot of goals, to be fair, but Torino's style of football is a very attacking style. And they're not, you know, one of the top clubs in Italy, so he's always going to be up against it, you know, in having to save lots of shots. But when you consider the current state at Man City and their goalkeepers, you know, and how poor they've been, you know, you would have thought that City might be up for bringing him back. But it seems, by what the things that has been said from City and from Pep Guardiola, that they don't really want to bring him back, and that in the summer, it won't be Joe Hart who will be coming in to replace either Bravo or Caballero. He'll be sticking with either them or bringing in another goalkeeper. So it looks like Joe Hart could be gone. Where could he end up? There's been rumours linking him to Arsenal. There's been rumours linking him to Liverpool. I'm sure he'll get a club in the UK, but it doesn't look like Joe Hart will be going back to Man City. On Manchester City, they're going to be in FA Cup action tonight, playing against Huddersfield. The replay of the original match, which ended up 0-0, that should be a good game, but you fancy Man City to get through in that game. And of course, you know, really intriguing, last night I was watching the game between Brighton and Newcastle in the Championship, trying to see and gauge which one of those teams will come up. It was a big win for Newcastle, beating Brighton away 2-1. Looks like those two teams will be coming up into the Premier League. I was kind of assessing them both last night. They both look good teams, but will definitely have to add, particularly in the defensive areas, to their teams if they're going to survive in the Premier League. But great game, and if you didn't watch the game, you'll see the flukiest goal you've ever seen in your life from Mo Diarmi in that game. You've got to see that goal. But Newcastle winning that one, and those two looking favourites to come up into the Premier League. And finally, yesterday was Pancake Day. You know, especially here in England, it's a big tradition. People running around tossing pancakes, and Hector Bellerin really got into the spirit. Look at this pancake that he done, that he posted on his Instagram. I hope he didn't eat all of that, because he's got a big game at the weekend, Liverpool versus Arsenal, and we will be there. But thanks for watching MLR Daily, and we'll be back around about the same time tomorrow.